mathematicians, it's Miss Johnson, and today we're going to be looking at adding integers on the number line. Let's think about some of the things that we know already about our number line. We know that it is in order from greatest to least, least to greatest. I'm sitting here writing it and said the wrong thing. So we know it's in order from least to greatest. We also know, if we think back to elementary school when we used our number line just to add and subtract whole numbers, we know that when we move to the right on the number line, our value gets bigger. And then we also know if we move to the left, so like here, so if we were at 4 and then we wanted to go back 3, right, our value would get smaller if we go back to the left, right? So we know that from the interactions that we've had with number lines in the past, right? So if we go to the right on the number line, our number gets bigger. And if we go to the left on the number line, our number gets smaller. So when we think about that in terms of integers, which line do you think would be a positive line and which line would you think would be a negative line? So the line that goes to the right is going to be the positive line because the numbers are getting bigger, and then the line that goes to the left is going to be the negative line. It doesn't matter where you start on the number line. Doesn't matter where you start on the number line. If the line is going to the left, it's negative. Doesn't have to be on the negative side. It just has to go towards the left in that direction. So like this line right here, that would be a line that would be a -1 line because there's just one hop right there, right? This line would be a 1, 2, 3, a -3 line. Even though they're on the positive side of the number line, doesn't matter where they are. Remember, it's the direction that the line is going. It's going to the left, so it's a negative value, okay? And then this one over here would be a 1, 2, a -2 value, because it's going to the left, and it has 2 spaces there, okay? And any line that is going to the right, no matter where you start, is a positive value. So this value starts here and goes here. That is a 1, but it's not a -1, it is a positive 1 because it's going to the right. This one would be a 1, 2, 3 value and going to the right, so that's a +3. Okay, so that's just some basics of number lines before we get started and actually do some problems. All right, so let's go ahead and do some problems. Let's start with 3 plus -7. All right, so when I think about this and I'm thinking about it on the number line, I kind of think of that addition sign as more. Okay, because when we're looking at the number line, right, we're going to be doing positive jumps, we're going to be doing negative jumps, and this thinking about the plus sign as meaning more is going to help us to kind of know which direction to go on the number line. Sorry about that. I accidentally touched the information button. Okay, so that plus sign means more. So when we look at here, we're at 3, and we want to get more what? More negative by 7. Okay, more negative by 7. So let's do that. I'm going to try to use the same colors that we use with our 2-color counters for positives and negatives. All right, so 3, So we start at 0. On number lines, you always start at 0. Okay, and we're going to bunny hop. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so our line is going to start here at 0, and it's going to go all the way to the 3. And it is going to the right, so that value is a positive 3. So one more time, right? 1, 2, 3. You're looking at the length of that line. The length of that line is a positive 3. And now we want to get more negative by 7. More negative by 7. So if we want to get more negative, do I go to the right? If I go to the right, is that going to be more negative? Or if I go to the left, is that going to be more negative? Yeah, we go to the left to get negative. All right, so we're going to bunny hop how many times? 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my line needs to go all the way from the 3 all the way down to the negative 4. That's where my line needs to go. That's 7 hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to switch to red because red represents negative all the way to the negative 4. So remember, we're looking at how long that line is. That line is negative 7. Which represents negative 7 because it's going to the left. Where we end up at is always our answer. So we ended up at negative 4. So negative 4 is the answer. Okay, and let's just think about that using our counters too. Let's just go back and think about our counters real quick. If we have 3 positives, and then we have 7 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We know that these positives and negatives are going to get together because opposites attract, so they're going to get together. They're going to become 0, and then what we have left over is the answer. Right? These are our 0 pairs. Do you see the 0 pairs in the number line? Do you see where they're at? You see something that cancels each other out, kind of? Yeah, if you look right here, that backward and forward motions kind of cancels out, right? So these would be our 0 pairs. So our 1, 2, 3 would represent the same thing as those 0 pairs represent. And then this distance here, this distance, 1, 2, 3, 4, to the left again, represents the answer negative 4. Okay, so I just kind of want to connect that a little bit. We teach it both ways because, everybody's different. And so some kids understand the number line really, really well, and then other kids understand the 0 pairs really well. So you're going to practice with both, and you're going to latch on to one that makes the most sense in your brain, okay? Whichever one makes more sense in your brain, that's the one that I want you to use. But I want you to learn both so that you can decide which one you like better, okay? Let's try another one. All right, let's do negative 4 plus 3. Negative 4 plus 3. Okay, so when we think about it, right, we're at negative 4, and remember the plus sign means more. And is that 3 a positive 3 or a negative 3? It's a positive 3. So we want to get more positive by 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what that'll look like on our number line. All right, so we start at 0, and we're going to go to negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to draw our line, and it's going to be red because it's going to be negative. So we're going to draw our line to negative 4. So our line's going to the left, right? 4 times. And then more positive by 3. So if I want to get more positive, which direction am I going to go? Am I going to keep going left to get more positive, or am I going to go right to get more positive? Yeah, we're going to go to the right. Okay, so let me change to yellow because we're going to the right. That's a positive move. All right, so we're going to go more positive by 3. So start where I'm at. I'm at negative 4. I'm going to get more positive by 3. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to end up at negative 1, right? So I'm going to draw my line. I start at the negative 4. 1, 2, 3. And remember that line, this line, is going to the right. It's going 1, 2, 3 times. So that line would be a positive 3. Where we end up at is going to be our answer. And our answer is going to be negative 1. So negative 4 plus 3 is a negative 1. Okay, we can see our zeros here, right? Our zeros here. And then we just have that one little space left over, that negative 1. All right, what happens if we... Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. What happens if we have a question like this? Let's do negative 3 plus negative 2. Negative 3 plus negative 2. Okay, so we're at negative 3, and we want to get more, right? The plus sign means more. We want to get more what? More negative by 2. More negative by 2. Okay, so we change our pen to red. We know we start at 0, and we want to go to the negative 3. So 1, 2, 3. So we're at negative 3. So 0 to negative 3. The line's going to the left. And then we want to get more negative. So if we want to get more negative, we're right here. If we want to get more negative, do we go to the left or do we go back to the right? Are we going to get more negative if we go to the left, or are we going to get more negative if we go to the right? If we go to the right, there's positives over here, so we're definitely not getting more negative. If we go to the left, these are negatives over here, right? So we need to go to the left 2 times. So 1, 2, and then where we end up at is going to be our answer. So negative 3 plus negative 2, or we're at 3 negatives, and we want to get more negative. So our answer is going to be negative 5. Let's do one more. Well, at least one more. Let's do 1 plus 3. Now you're going to say, Miss Johnson, we already know what that is. That's 4. Yeah, you already know what it is. Let's just look at it on the number line, okay? So 1 plus 3, right? So our plus 3 plus 1, 2, 3, right? Thinking about this as, right? We're at 1 and we want to get more positive by 3. So more positive, 1, 2, 3, positive, plus 3. And where we end up at is our answer. So I just wanted to show you that it still works even with the numbers that we already know about, right? So you are going to practice this. Again, this is so very important for your future success in mathematics. I just cannot tell you how important understanding and learning how to add integers is. So when your teacher asks you to practice this, I want you to really practice and really think about how to get this done and how to really learn it. Okay? Don't take shortcuts. Really learn it. It's very important. I cannot emphasize that to you enough. Okay? So get busy practicing.